everyone, welcome to Ed Talk TV, conversations worth having. I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. If not, it's about to get better because you're here. And if you're catching the replay, well, hey, I'm doing that on your blah, blah. See, I messed that one up. I got too excited. You guys got me too excited. I was going to say, if you're watching the replay and it's not Monday, well, I'm still going to be able to brighten your day on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. So, see, this is how live broadcasting goes. You can mess up and you keep on rolling. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. My name is Ed. I'm your host. I am the tech savvy business strategist, and I help overwhelmed business owners get organized and overcome their tech challenges. Welcome, Whitney. Hey, Mickey. As you can see, sometimes, hey, Vicky's here. Awesome. Hey, Val. Man, we got our UK viewers in the house. You guys must have missed me. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. Everyone, I love that you're jumping in, even if you're catching the replay. So I am the tech savvy business strategist. I help you basically get your tech life and really the rest of your life together. Those of you who are inside the Hey Ed community, you know how it goes. If you don't know what the Hey Ed community is, I dropped a link to my website in the comments. You can check out later, edtroxel.com. That is going to give you some info about the Hey Ed community. Basically, that's where you can get business and tech support all month long without having to do like a one-on-one thing. It's really awesome, and there's just so much in there. Hey, Paula, I love that everyone is here. It's so awesome. Vicky says it's just gone into Tuesday here, and it's your birthday. Vicky, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I'm so excited that you tuned into the show and that you told us it's your birthday. You're off to work so you can watch. You're off work so you can watch me. That's what's up. See, that's what we love. People love the show and take time out of their busy day to watch, but even on their birthday will tune in. That's what's really cool. Thank you, Whitney, for giving her a shout out for her birthday. Love it. Good seeing everyone jump on here. Man, I'm so happy to see you guys. It feels like it's been a while. I know last week was kind of crazy with everything going on with work and kids and everything, so hopefully this week you guys are doing better and getting a little bit more into that groove. Today we're going to talk about e-commerce. Yeah, we're going to talk about e-commerce. And actually, this is going to be a fun episode because I actually get to show you the before and the current stages of some of these popular websites. We're going to go over, let's see, 2, 4, 6. We're going to go over about 8 different websites, and I get to show you what they started out as and then what they are currently now. And so that's going to be really awesome. So you can feel free to share this out, tag your friends, all of that good stuff. So even if you're catching the replay, same thing. Let me know, even if you're watching the replay, that you're here and that you are saying hello at the very least. But that's what we're going to be able to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at then and now to show you guys that you just have to start, right? You just have to start, show up, deliver, and engage, and let everything else fall into place. Now, I will mention before we get into today's content, we're going to jump into random news, and right before that, I'm going to mention that those who are inside the Hey Ed community, they do get special trainings and basically extended interviews and things like that, and today was really cool because one of the people that I'm going to mention in random news actually was inside the Hey Ed community sharing their knowledge and sharing their journey of where they basically have taken their product and where have they gone now. So it's really awesome to see that. So if you're inside there, you'll be able to see that. It's on the replay for you. So let me go ahead and jump my screen over here to first random news. Now, I know summer's almost gone. I know, even though I don't know about those temperatures. It still feels hot in many places. But what about this? What about this watermelon cake? How many of you guys would love to have this watermelon cake? Now, I'll play the video. I won't have the sound, but check this out. You can just cut off the top and stand it up, carve out the middle, and then boom, you have yourself a little watermelon cake. You pop that in there, and you go. Has anybody tried this before? I've never tried this before. I know I've seen people talk about it before and kind of do something like this, but they haven't really used this special spout and everything. But I thought this was cool. And I'm not really big on watermelon for drinking. I like to eat the watermelon, but I'm not really a big fan of watermelon drinks. But I thought this was cool and nice and refreshing. So there's that. And then as part of random news, I wanted to share with you thestoryengine.co. You're going to want to take a look at this website later, not now, but later you'll want to check this out because, one, I was actually excited. I was featured in one of the blog posts here. But this is Kyle Gray's website, and I want you to take a look at it because it's going to help you with your marketing. It's a really great source of information, wealth of knowledge here, not just from him, but from lots of other people. And then tomorrow, actually, he's going to be having his first podcast launch. So we're super excited and really excited for him. And I actually got to hear a little sneak peek, and it's good, you guys. It's really good. So if you're at all working on your marketing, storytelling, all that stuff, you're definitely going to want to be able to check that out because he's got so much great knowledge there on the blog, and soon you're going to be able to get it in audio format for his podcast, which comes out tomorrow. So keep an eye on that for iTunes and anywhere else that you get your podcasts. So, e-commerce. How many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys have an e-commerce site? Do you know what an e-commerce site is? Basically where you're selling online. Do you have one of those right now? Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. Do you have a website where you sell something? It could be a product, it could be a tangible, like real, like a glass, or it could be a digital product, it could be a course, training, all kinds of stuff. It just depends. Val says yes, perfect. I love that you guys are popping on now because we're going to jump into it, and it's going to be a quick one today. Well, I don't know. It might be quick. We'll see. So I will say I have an e-commerce site because when you go to edtroxel.com, you can actually buy a membership to the Hey Ed community. You can take a course. You can take one of my popular trainings, like how to set up a Facebook Live talk show, just like I've done here. So there's all these different options that are available for buying from my website, right? So I have an e-commerce site. Then if you take a look at some of these other ones that we're used to, Amazon, Apple, Target, those are all e-commerce sites. So we're going to take a look today at some of the popular ones and where they started and what they look like now. So let me go ahead and clear out my screen real quick and get this. And this article actually came courtesy of Shopify. So shout outs to Shopify. You guys did an awesome job with this article, so I can't wait to share it with you. Let me switch my screen back over. Whoops, I got to get on the right one. And here we go. All right, so we're going to start off with Dell. Take a look at this. In 1996, this is what the Dell website looks like. Guys, 1996. Now, of course, graphics are going to be totally different than they are now. There was no high-def anything, really, in 1996. And it was just like the beginning, right? So look at how Dell has this set up. They have their online store, Buy a Dell. So the call to action is pretty straightforward, right? Super cool that it was just so direct. I mean, if you hit the Dell website, chances are you want to buy, there's the link to their online store. Buy a Dell. That's it. Then they have, service and support. Okay. They have why Dell. So that's a nice simple, why should we go with a Dell? See, I know what you're thinking. Not Adele. Not the singer Adele. No. I meant a Dell. I saw you. You were like, oh, Adele. And then worldwide contacts. And then order status. So those were kind of like their main focuses right there. I'm sure there's probably more, but from that screenshot. And then over here you had your dimensions for your desktop and then all these other options. That's what it looked like. What does it look like today? Let's take a look. It's going to load here for you. Check that out. At the top, they have a standard bar, kind of like Google. What can we help you find? So if you don't know what you're looking for, this may or may not help, right? Because you may not know what to type into that bar. But if not, if you can't type into that bar, you have your options here. Notice products, solutions, services, support, deals. Those are the main options that they have found for their users, their potential customers. Those are the main categories. And then, of course, they made a bunch of other sub-menus, right? So they added a bunch of things underneath those. But to keep their site clean, they put it into 5 categories: products, solutions, services, support, deals. Because they're a computer, they sell computers, so they're going to have deals, right? You guys may not have deals, so that option may not be there. But the other 4 are pretty legit. I really like that. So it's super clean. As you can see, they have a slider, so they're kind of featuring their main things. I didn't count how many different ones, but maybe it's the 4 on the bottom. There you go. And then they have this nice little chat or call pop out. So they've upgraded, right? And then they got all their products launched here. But huge upgrade from what this looked like to what this looks like. So pretty cool. All right, now let's take a look at Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, 1997. I was going to say 77. I don't even know if that was around. You know that, here's a fun fact, you guys. You may not know this, but I have been to Egypt. Yep, I have gone to Egypt. I've been on the Nile. I've gotten to see the pyramids. Super awesome. It's crazy. And believe it or not, I ate at a Pizza Hut in Cairo, and Pizza Hut was like a fancy restaurant. The way they had it set up with nice booths. We had an awesome waiter who did the magic tricks with some toothpicks. I mean, super cool. Blew my mind because I was like, what? This is Pizza Hut? I mean, even back in the day here at home, Pizza Hut wasn't that fancy. So it was really interesting to see that. But anyway, look at how basic this one is. This one's almost, I think, one of my favorites from this list. Welcome to Pizza Hut. They have their information there. They have sample menu is it's this little guy here. It says sample menu. And then if you would like to place an order to be delivered, put in your name, street address, and phone number. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Vicky, crazy, right? Pizza Hut in Egypt. I will tell you guys, there was even a Starbucks. It was not open, though. It looked like they were just building it, but there was a Starbucks. Yeah, it was really, really weird. Very, very weird. But anyway, so this is super basic, right? Pizza Hut. That's all they needed to know, and then they gave you a sample menu. Well, let's take a look at where Pizza Hut has gone today. Not bad, not bad. We got the menu up at the top with more than just pizza, right? We got wings, we got sides, we got pastas, we got desserts, we got drinks. Not those kind of drinks, soda drinks. And then we got deals, because again, it's a pizza place, so they are typically going to have deals. And then they have their main feature right now with a call to action. One button, call to action, order now. And then they break it down into their deals, their menus, and then so forth. Not a whole lot of distractions, though, up at the top in terms of menus, right? So they started here, and they're currently here. So it's not bad. Hey, welcome, Tim. Like the movie yep, exactly, where every eatery was Taco Bell. Exactly. So being able to see these differences, you guys, if you didn't already realize, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to be able to visually see that no matter where you start, it's just important that you start and that you can constantly change and update and upgrade later. You don't need to have the fancy equipment. You don't need to have the most expensive thing in the store or on the block. Like, you literally just have to start and grow from there. And you'll see that, and we've talked about this all the time, right? But now you can actually see that these big companies, where they started and what they're doing now. And you'll remember, for those who follow me, that when it comes to your website, like I always tell you, it's never going to be perfect. You're always going to have something to change, to fix, to edit, to whatever. So it's always going to be updated. It's a living, breathing document, and it should be changing with you and your business because you're going to continue to grow. So don't feel like you can't just launch the website because it's not perfect yet, because it's never going to be perfect, okay? So let's take a look at Expedia. So Expedia, again, 1997. This is what it looked like. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you look at Expedia. I don't shop. Do you guys, even if you're watching the replay, do you guys hang out on Expedia often? Do you ever go on there? I will tell you, for me, I barely ever go on there. But that's what it looked like. Let's take a look at what it looks like now. quite a bit different, right? Now, if you notice, the other options that we saw, the Dell and the Pizza Hut, they didn't have a whole lot going on in their menu area. However, look at Expedia. Now, is this overwhelming for you guys? Even if you're watching the replay, let me know. Is seeing this menu overwhelming for you? Because for me, it's a lot. I mean, you come to the site, and one, you're planning your travels, right? So you come to the site, and you're kind of probably already stressed or trying to figure things out. Then you come to this site, and you look at it, and you're like, oh, okay, there's a lot trying to get my attention. Now, mind you, at the top, this is for you once you have an account, so I get that, that's fine. But then you got all of these flights, hotels, bundles and save, cars, cruises, things to do, discover, vacation rentals, deals, rewards, mobile, collections. You're like, what the crap? Like, huh? And then you have this calling your attention. So there's a lot going on this, and this may or may not work for the majority of people. I will say, for me, it's a lot going on, and I would want to, if I was on their team, I would want to know, like, what are people clicking on the most, and how can we narrow this down? How can we, like, simplify and put some of this stuff in down here on the page, maybe? Or this is a really bad footer. Okay, so this is a really bad footer. I'm just going to say that. Most of you, if not all of you, will have a better footer. So then you can put some of those links in the footer. But Expedia, you might want to call me because, yeah, there's some work that needs to be done. So anyway, so there's Expedia. Now let's take a look at Zappos. That, I believe, is next on my list. Yeah. Zappos. Do you guys know what Zappos is? I mean, it kind of tells you right there, but have any of you guys used Zappos? Zappos came out in 2000, and if I'm not mistaken, Amazon did buy them. I can't remember when, but I think they picked them up. Yeah, Vicky says, OMG, I would be clicking the close down button. Too much going on. Yeah, for Expedia, right? Expedia just had way too much going on there, and it's like, hold on, I'm just getting to know you. I'm not trying to, like, marry you. Like, I'm just trying to figure something out. So, yeah, that was a great example for you guys to see how it can be very overwhelming. And some of your websites may look like that right now. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. That's the thing. This is great for you to see a visual from someone else, especially a big company, and allow you to realize that, oh, okay, it's not just me. I didn't know. Now I can see that having all of these options really is not the best thing for my users. It's not going to help me connect with them. It's not going to help them get to what they need to. So this is all the learning process. And so don't beat yourself up if your website looks like Expedia, okay? This is where you learn, and then you go and you review your website, and then you start cutting things out. You guys, I've been doing this forever with my website and for clients' websites, and as you saw, for people that I'm not even with yet. So understand, like, it's a process, and it's just taking little bits here and there and applying them. So don't feel bad. Vicky says, never heard of Zappos. Okay, Vicky, they might not be popular in the UK. I don't even know if I would think that they serve the UK, but maybe not. So Zappos is really big, was really big for shoes, where you can buy your shoes and everything. And I'm pretty sure Amazon acquired them. I can't remember. But this is what they look like. This is what they look like now. And now they're not just shoes. They have clothes and everything. But again, they have a search bar because, again, if you know what you're looking for, you want to be able to search right away. So it's important to have that search bar. Then they break it up into their categories: women, men, kids, departments, brands, sale. Pretty straightforward, pretty simplified for that. And of course, if you're already a member or you want to become one, then you can sign in or register here. So it's not too bad, especially compared to what we just saw with Expedia. Then they show you what's trending, and then they go on for more information about all the other stuff that they offer. Now, I'm just curious, since we were talking about footer menu, this is a bit better. So this is probably what you're going to see on most large websites, including websites like yours. You may have something like this. It may not be this many pillars. You may have only 2 or 3 or maybe 4. But this is what's common on a lot of big websites. So when you are trying to simplify, here's a tip for you. When you are trying to simplify your main menu, the main navigation up at the top of your website, simplify it up here to what you really need, like what your users really want. You may not know that right now, which is why you have to pay attention to people that are coming to your website. You got to see where they're clicking. You got to ask people, hey, did you find what you were looking for? Depending on what you have, you can have people test your website for you and ask them to do a specific task, and then ask them at the end, like, what did you see that could have been an opportunity for us to fix? Things like that. But then you take those menu items that you don't necessarily need at the very, very top, and you put them in the footer. That's where you can put them. Because most of us are now trained to go all the way to the bottom of the page, especially on a home page, to find the footer to see if there's like a contact. That's the most reason why we would go to the footer. If we don't find it in the main menu, chances are we're going to go all the way to the bottom of the page and look in the footer for the contact page, the about page, the media page. Those are kind of like the 3 biggest ones, because chances are you're wanting to contact them, maybe for a partnership, a deal, for them to write about you, whatever. So we're kind of getting trained, if we aren't already trained, to go straight to the footer if we don't see it in the main menu. So think about that, and that's where you can put those extra links. Vicky says, I feel mine is simple and easy to navigate with a few key menus, and the rest is in my footer. Yes! That's what I'm talking about, Vicky. That's what I'm talking about. Well done. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Netflix. I'm excited about Netflix. How many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you have Netflix? Let me know in the comments. How many of you guys have Netflix? Well, back in 2002, this is what Netflix looked like. How crazy is this? Rent all the DVD movies you want for $20 a month, no late fees. Now, some of you are probably scratching your head like, what's a DVD? It's those little circular things. They used to be called CDs. Then we got rid of CDs. We got DVDs. Now DVDs are gone because we just stream everything. So that's what they used to send us, was the DVDs, though, in the mail. Now look at their main call to action. At the top, it was just try Netflix for free today. That was their goal, was to get you to just try it. They didn't need you to sign up for anything else. They weren't trying to get you on the paid plan yet, because they knew if they got you to try it for free, they'd have your info, and then you would upgrade to the paid plan once that free account ended. And then they just showed you kind of some highlights. I doubt these were even clickable. These were just highlights. World's largest selection, free and fast home delivery, no late fees, and then the post office box, right? You just drop it in the mail. So they kind of showed you how convenient it was. Well, let's take a look at Netflix today. See what's next. Watch anywhere, cancel at any time. Join free for a month. So they still have that call to action. They're still trying to get you in on that free trial. And then they just have a nice clean image behind of all the different shows, which I kind of like how clean that is. And then if you scroll down a little bit, there's those key points, right? No commitments, cancel online at any time, watch anywhere, pick your price. So, and I wonder how many prices. Okay, so now they have a premium. I knew they had the basic and the standard, but now they have a premium, which gets you up to 4 screens, it looks like. So it's basically how many screens you want to watch at one time. And then notice when you click, it takes you to those options. That's it. Like, that's their website, you guys. That's their main website right there. Those 3 options, same thing, trying to get you a free trial. And then there's their footer, 4 across, with all of the extra info that you need. So when you start seeing these, take note of the one that speaks to you, and then go ahead and compare to your website
and ask yourself, how can I make mine better? Not saying that these are perfect, not saying that at all, but there are great examples to show you how you can start simplifying your website. Because remember, you can put as many pages as you want on your website, but it doesn't mean you have to put them all in front of everyone's eyes. You don't have to. And I'll show you a change if you want at the end, what I did with my site over the weekend to make it more like this, where it flows a little bit more. And of course, I could simplify my menu even more after seeing these, but I'll show you that there too. Paula says, this is what Blockbuster missed out on. They didn't change with the times. Nailed it. Exactly, Paula. I know. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Staples. So, Staples, and I'll put this link in the comments for you guys so you guys can see all these different ones. As you can see, there's crazy ones here. Let's take a look at Staples. 1997 again. This one's interesting because it looks like a what? What's that look like? Binder paper, right? Staples, office supplies. So they made their template on their website look like a piece of paper. So it ties into what you're going there for. And then they have old school folders for their menu items, right? Folders. And it's hard to read these ones because it's so old. Job postings, feedback, free catalog, homepage, store locator. So they have a lot of that stuff. Now let's take a look at what they look like today. Boom. Almost kind of like an Expedia thing going on here. Kind of a lot calling our attention, so it can be overwhelming. But as we've seen before, there's the search bar, common on most websites. There's our main menu. If you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've kind of seen that be common in these other websites. This more simplified one, 5 menu options. There's your account info at the top. This is actually showing the store, and this is kind of cool. 20 plus employees at the Petaluma. So I'm in Northern California, so it's showing one that's not necessarily close to me, but close by. So that's pretty cool that they show how many employees are in there. I guess that's to kind of make you feel better about going there to shop because there'll be plenty of people to help. I don't know. That would be interesting to know. And then it shows you their time that they're open. So pretty cool. Not bad. I personally am not liking this separation, meaning this is an ad. It's all one ad there. And this part looks nice up here, but I think it's pulling away from things, meaning I would like this white bar area to be up to the top and then just have this all right underneath. So then it's not like this. I almost feel like it's kind of like here's an info, here's some other stuff, here's the info again. Like it doesn't flow for me. Maybe that's just me, but that's kind of something that I would change. Again, they have all their info here, different things. Can be very overwhelming depending on what you're looking for and if you're a regular or not on this site. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Boom. There you go. There's your footer, right? So keep this in mind and take a look at that. I got one more for you. We're going to take a look at Nike. Let's see. Nike should be down here. Nike. Look at that. 1998. Look at that website. Basketball, running, soccer, training, outdoor. That was all one category. And then they had training tips, inline skates in another category. Open court, girls in the game. Not really sure what that is all about, but that was another category. Well, let's take a look at Nike today. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Must be a magic number there. Men, women, kids, custom, and favorites. So, again, keeping it to 5 or less, and they're showing you what you need. And then when you hover over them, then you can get this full-on, like, huge list of where you want to go and build out. But they feature one main image, whatever they're selling, and then the call to action is to go shop that. If you go down, then they start featuring other things. Let's just see what their footer looks like. So they have a 3-column footer there. This is kind of like it's not really a footer, it's more like what we would call a widget, but you can kind of get the idea that it's another menu option because it takes you somewhere. But this is truly the footer down here. So these are just ways for you to look at it. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what I did on mine over the weekend. Hopefully that's helpful, even if you're watching the replay. I hope that helps. Let me know if you learned something new, if you changed your website based off of what you've seen here. I'm just curious. But you can see here, let's see how many menu items I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6 because I have my home as 1, even though we're on it. I can totally put the about down in the footer, which I may do just to test. Services, shows, blog, Hey Ed. And then this is the only one that has a sub-menu because when Hey Ed members log in, I want them to be able to quickly go to their homepage. But this is what I changed. I just popped this in because I had a lot of you guys asking more information about the Hey Ed community, like how can you join? And it dawned on me that maybe I didn't make it easy enough. So I cleared up the homepage. I made this the top of it, so when you're on mobile, it shows up at the top versus what before I had my newsletter to sign up. I had that at the top, so that took up space, which means you had to scroll, which maybe that wasn't convenient for you. So I moved this up to the top, and then I basically gave you 2 options. Sign up right now for those who are like, yes, I need this and I want to do it, or learn more. And then here's a basic image of kind of like the members area and then me, obviously. And then I put my newsletter down here, and then I kept the offerings and kind of the other things that I had here and just made a few minor changes. But that was about it. And then when you go to the learn more about the Hey Ed, this page could probably still use work. But again, I simplified it so that I had this at the top for those who came directly to this page and just wanted to sign up. And then I also changed up some of the layout here and the wording to speak more to those who are coming to the page and reading it. Now, of course, you can always share your feedback if you go to this page later and read through it. Always feel free to share feedback. It's still loading because I'm streaming and I have other things going on in the background here. But that's where I made some changes, hopefully, to simplify it. And notice that I put schedule a call for those who are on the fence because I want people to feel comfortable with joining the Hey Ed community because I know it's going to change their life, but maybe they're just not sure and maybe I'm not clearly communicating it on the page. And so I want to have that open conversation with somebody. So I added this so that way people can call and schedule a call so we can talk about it to see what questions they may have that maybe I didn't answer here on the page. Because the last thing I want someone to do is to come to this page and look at it and be like, okay, this feels like it's the right thing to do and I want to do this, but I'm not sure. But who am I supposed to talk to? And then they leave because they're not quite sure, right? So that's why I've added that. And of course, there's always a speech bubble down here that you can always use. But I made that so that it's right here in the same spot, so that way it's easy and convenient. And then, of course, you have all of this stuff. So that's basically what I've done with my page for that. So I hope that helps as well. Anyway, that's what I had for you guys today. Let's see. Vicky says you have to have a widget on your website. Oh, widgets, yeah. I hope that helps you guys with your website and soon-to-be websites maybe, and understand that, we all start somewhere, and it's just important that we just start. And then we build from there, and we can constantly fine-tune, and we have to get that feedback from people to understand what works and what doesn't for our sites. And we'll just continue to grow with it. Remember, all you have to do, show up, deliver, and engage. Once you do that, everything else falls into place. So be sure to tune into tomorrow's show. We have a special guest joining us. It's going to be awesome. You guys are not going to want to miss it. It's actually a good friend of mine and a fellow entrepreneur, and she's celebrating 10 years of having her magazine. So we're gonna find out how she did it and kind of get some tips on marketing and all that stuff. So be sure to share with your friends, tell them to come, be here for the live broadcast. You want to be here for the live broadcast, so then that way we can really dive into it, into the conversation. And so that will be here 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for here in California. UK viewers, I think it's like midnight your time, and East Coast at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So just be sure to tune in. And if you haven't liked, followed, or see first the page, be sure to do that if you're here on Facebook. And go check out edtroxel.com because you got the newsletter to sign up for if you haven't done so already. I send out a weekly email with all of the episodes, so you have it in your inbox. And you can tell me what you think about the Hey Ed Community sales page. So for now, I will leave you guys with this, and I hope to see all of you and your friends back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care. What is the Hey Ed Community? I'll let them tell you.
I'm drawn to this community, Erica, because listen, I'm going to make sure as a business person, I know you are as well, serious business women we're going to make sure that we're getting the content knowledge we need from the Hey Ed community. But I also want to laugh. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my workday. And I know I'll get that balance in the Hey Ed community. I know he'll tolerate our tangents.
And I think that's the perfect way to have a really good engaged community. It's a perfect balance of business and fun, you know.
Stop letting tech hold you back and join Hey Ed today.